Let's start with DoorDash, because I know you think it's absolutely ridiculous. Just so folks fully understand, I mean, where we started with DoorDash. DoorDash originally was going to be around $75. Then the range was $90 to $95, and then it was priced at $102, and it traded as high as $195 today. You don't like it a bit. What do you think?
DoorDash is the WeWork of food delivery. This is not a business that will probably ever make any substantial profit. I don't think it will ever have sustained profit, even if it does achieve profit in the short term. The business has no moat, and this is an example of Silicon Valley taking Main Street to the cleaners.
Why? So they did post some profitability in the last quarter, but your point is that it won't be sustained profitability. Is that because there's too much competition? Is it because they don't have enough on margins? Or is it just right now during the pandemic, people are more likely to order and next year they won't?
It's all those things, right? If they could make money in this environment, when are they ever going to make money? Yes, they did have one blip for one quarter, but that's not over a trailing 12 months period. So it was just one quarter. And they went back to unprofitable soon thereafter. So if they can't do it now, will they ever do it? You know, look, Grubhub was making money before DoorDash and all this other competition came in. Their margins went from around positive low single digits to negative very quickly. There's just no barriers to entry. There's no moat in this business. And look, at the end of the day, if they did make money, I think the restaurant companies would probably say, whoa, we're going to take over delivery so that we can, number one, make the money you're making with our product, and number two, maintain a better relationship with our end consumer. So, look, as I joke with some of my friends, I've never seen a millionaire pizza delivery driver. Like it's just, the business doesn't make sense.
Right, I see what you're saying. Would you buy it? Because I just want to get you on record. I mean, would you buy it well, let's say this, the original price, originally, they were talking about $75. If it were $75 today, would you buy DoorDash stock?
No, I wouldn't have bought WeWork at any price either. And I wouldn't buy DoorDash at any price either. Just because a bunch of Silicon Valley or private equity folks have put a lot of money into it doesn't mean that, it's good for anybody else. And remember, WeWork, they tried to sell WeWork to the public at $40 billion. Right. And then after that failed, they marked it back down on their own books a few weeks later to $4 billion. So there's a history here of IPOs being tremendous ripoffs. And I think this is an example of that.
Right. OK, now let's turn our attention to tomorrow's big IPO, Airbnb. That one valuing a company at more than $42 billion. They're raising over $3 billion. And the range right now moved higher. Originally it was $44 to $50, now it's $56 to $60. Your thoughts on Airbnb?
Nicole, this IPO is not ridiculous. I mean, Airbnb has a real business. I like to think about it sort of as a hotel without all the capital to build buildings, right? And that's a cool model. And we think they can make money, but the IPO is still expensive, right? It's implying they're going to have around 5 to 10% market share overall. And they do have a lot of competition from hotels and VRBO and other websites that can do similar things. But at least there's a viable business model there. And this is also a company that's not kind of rushing to IPO just because, when the lockdowns go away, DoorDash's business is going to see significant adverse headwinds. Airbnb is probably just going to do even better. I wouldn't buy either one of these. I would wait until after the IPO lockup to see how much the original investors still want to own the stock before I'd get in. But at least Airbnb has a reasonable valuation, Nicole.
I see what you're saying. So wait till after the lockup, wait after the volatility of the excitement and the emotion and people jumping in. We just had on someone from the NASDAQ who said there were 268 IPOs this year so far. It's not over yet. We're also waiting Roblox, Wish, Airbnb. Those are some of the end of the year names that people are watching for. Are there any IPOs that have IPO'd this year or any that are in the pipeline that really excite you?
Not really. They've all come out at a really, really expensive valuation. We think as a business, Palantir is probably one of the most interesting. Roblox is another one that's interesting, right? These are technologies and tools that we think make the world a better place, and we think there's long-term profit potential in those. But a lot of the other ones are just ways to squeeze some money out of unsuspecting retail investors, so that the Silicon Valley private equity folks can have a bigger holiday season.